Hello everyone and welcome to the KMTRADERS channel. We're looking at gold. So as we know, we've had a very tough week last week, almost wiping out a majority of the gold's growth in a matter of a couple of hours, as we can see here. So what has actually happened here is, we had the OPEC meeting and we also had Trump talking a lot, and it's also, speculation that we're still printing money out. In combination with the lockdown with coronavirus, so restriction on the economic growth, like all these other factors here. So what we have to kind of look at and stay focused on is to kind of disregard the news and just pay attention towards exactly what the price chart or what the charts are saying, really. So from a technical perspective, what we can see here is that we've got this uptrend that we've got here that we've just broken of last week. So we've had that push to the downside, a little bit of a retest on this line, and rejected it very strongly, and we pushed heavily down. So I've got two zones drawn in here right now. So this bottom zone that we're currently at is at 1517 to 1504, and essentially what I'm looking for is, if we are still going to continue it down as we are currently bearish, we'll wait for that closure to the downside, follow that pullback. So we want to see the rejection here, so like a wick rejection, and then some potential movement to the downside, followed by bearish momentum, and we could continue to go even shorter. Something to mention as well, we have an institutional level of 1500, so we could start to see a bit of buying power from this point, but just stay particularly aware of that level. If we're able to close below this very strongly, we could start to see, coming further a lot lower. So currently we are also in form for a retracement to some degree, as we've had this huge drop. So without looking at this too much, but we do need some sort of correction at this level, because we just can't just keep going all the way down, obviously. So we had a little correction here, so this is why I'm looking to pay attention to this zone here. So this is at 1579 to 1562, and essentially if price manages to pull back into this area, we will be looking for some weakness in this area, and then followed by a bearish momentum candle, and we could see this continue to the downside. Something to mention as well, if we do get a change in momentum this week, we'll obviously update you on our Instagram or our Twitter. But in this area that I'm looking at here, so 1598 to 1591, if we're able to close above this very strongly, especially on the 4-hour time frame, and find some support here, we could be looking to extend and continuate to potentially further to 1700s. But that is it just really depends about how the news plays out. So in terms of the news, we have the most important news, the FOMC economic projections on the Wednesday, and we have some crude oil inventory information as well, so the report as well. So Wednesday is the real big play here for gold, in regarding to all the other forms, so US dollar as well. So a lot to think about as well before actually placing your trades. But for the current being, what we can see with market open and how market is closed from last week, we can see we've had this very bearish momentum. So it's wise to stay with what price action is currently saying until we find that buying opportunity. So that's personally what we're going to look at. Disregard the news and pay more focus on the technical analysis side. So that'll be all from us. Make sure you check out our Instagram as well and give that a follow. Just keep up with all the little other analysis that we post out there and updates on our channel. So thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you in the next one.